Once a beloved destination, it had fallen into disarray after a series of mysterious incidents led to the closure of its gates. Once a beloved destination, it had fallen into disarray after a series of mysterious incidents led to the closure of its gates. The joyful laughter of children was replaced by an eerie silence, making it a place of urban legend among the teenagers in town. Ellie, Jess, and Mark, high school seniors and nosy thrill-seekers, had heard the stories of the mascots that had gone missing from Toylandia over the years. It was said that the lost characters, those once adored by millions for their colorful antics on television and movies, had vanished without a trace. Oswald the owl, Bella the bear, and the eclectic Bouncy bunny were among the most notable to have disappeared. With Halloween approaching and a dare to explore the abandoned park, the trio set out on a cool October evening. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that danced eerily through the overgrown pathways leading to the entrance of Toylandia. "Do you really believe those creepy mascots have come to life?" Ellie asked, anticipation mixed with anxiety in her voice as they hopped the rusted gate. "Now's our chance to find out," Mark replied, his flashlight beam cutting through the deepening gloom. Jess, the skeptic of the group, rolled her eyes but followed her friends, trying not to let her unease show. Inside, they were greeted by the remnants of a happier time, faded painted walls with peeling murals, abandoned game stalls, and broken rides rusting in the overgrowth. The air was thick with the smell of damp wood and musty memories. They wandered deeper, laughing nervously while whispering ghost stories to each other. Suddenly, the trio stumbled upon what appeared to be an old theater nestled at the center of the park. The marquee, which had seen better days, still boasted the names of once famous shows where animated characters danced and sang, spreading joy. Intrigued, they pushed open the creaking door, revealing shadows flickering on the stage. Their flashlights illuminated dusty props scattered across the floor, and in that moment, something stirred at the back of the stage. Dust settled as a figure, a morbidly twisted version of Oswald the owl, stepped into the light. Its feathers looked tattered, and its eyes glowed dimly with a wild hunger. The three friends froze. Jess gasped, that can't be real. But it was. Another figure emerged, this time the colossal silhouette of Bella the bear, her once cheery blue dress now ragged and stained. Mark stumbled back, nearly tripping over a broken toy. A chill raced down Ellie's spine as she watched the mascots growl, their movements jerky and powerful, as if they were awakening from a long slumber. "We should run," Ellie shouted, and panic surged through them as the mascots charged. The trio bolted back through the theater, but the once fun park had become a maze of horrors. They hurled themselves into the funhouse, the mirrors reflecting creepy versions of their frantic faces. Laughter echoed ribaldly, voices unrecognizable, distorted by the walls, mocking their fear. Mark turned, trying to catch his breath, but Bouncy Bunny was there, bouncing with a twisted grin. Its big, innocent eyes were now wide with malevolence. "Welcome back to the fun, kids," it squeaked with a voice that sent shivers through their spines. Frantically, they dove into the nearest exit, desperate to escape the shrill laughter that seemed to grow louder with every second. As they ran through the maze of rust and despair, Jess started to lag behind, too terrified to keep up. "Come on, Jess," Ellie yelled back, but it was too late. Shadows loomed over Jess, and she screamed as Bella the bear grasped her by the arm with icy fingers, dragging her back into a world of horror. Ellie and Mark didn't look back. They pushed on until they stumbled back into the moonlight outside. Panting, they skidded to a halt, adrenaline pumping through their veins, their hearts thrumming violently in their chests. They waited, breathless and scanning the darkness for any sign of Jess, but the silence was deafening. "Where is she?" Mark cried, breathless, tears brimming in his eyes. Ellie trembled. "We can't go back. We can't." The remnants of Toylandia mocked them in the distance, the faint flicker of lights teasing the edges of their sanity. Just then, a haunting melody began to play on the breeze, a tune that was sweet yet sinister. Their hearts sank as they realized it was the very song they had hoped would remain a distant memory. That night, the shadows of Toylandia stretched beyond the amusement park, whispering tales of missing children and forgotten souls. Ellie and Mark left Greystone behind, haunted by what they had witnessed. Never to return, they would carry their dark secret, that the Mascots had not only come to life but had become the guardians of the lost. To what end, they would never know. As for Jess, she was never seen or heard from again, not in Greystone, nor in any of the colorful places she once loved. And somewhere in the echoes of the abandoned park, a familiar laugh rang out, a laugh that would draw more unsuspecting souls into the realm of the forgotten, where the Mascots now reigned.